These are 5 hitters that I think will reach star status in 2025, starting off with Jackson Chourio, who is entering his sophomore season after an up-and-down 2024 campaign. Chourio was widely regarded as one of the best prospects in the game before last season, and many were excited to see what he could do in his age 20 rookie year. To the surprise of some, Chourio got off to a really poor start, hitting just .206 in April with a .608 OPS. Things didn't really get much better for him in the months to follow, as his average still sat at just .243 by the end of the first half. He had just 9 homers at this time, and even his speed was rarely flashed compared to expectations. People started to count him out, saying he was rushed at only age 20, but they should have known what was about to follow. Chourio completely changed the script in the second half when he found his form to a tune of a .310 batting average and an incredible .914 OPS. Both his power and speed spiked up, and he looked much more comfortable as a whole at the plate. While I'm not expecting Chourio to produce at his second half rate for the entirety of this upcoming season, I still think we see him continue to take that next step where he's viewed as a consensus star around the league. Next up on the list is another player entering his sophomore season, and that's Wyatt Langford of the Texas Rangers. Langford similarly had a season of many peaks and valleys, with a slow start before finishing on a hot streak in September. His season-long numbers were respectable for a rookie with 16 homers, 19 stolen bases, and a .253 average, but that was salvaged by an incredible final month. In September, Langford hit .300 with a .996 OPS, took his fair share of walks, and hit 8 homers, which was by far the most of any month for him. He's certainly a player with a wide variety of skills and very limited holes in his game, making him someone who I believe can reach that next level in 2025. I also expect the Rangers lineup to be better as a whole, which will only help Langford to see better pitches as the season progresses. I think something along the lines of 25 homers, 30 stolen bases, and a .280-ish average is well within reach for him this upcoming year, making him what I would consider to be a star. Moving on to my third hitter now, I'm going with Seattle Mariner Julio Rodriguez. Now this one might be the most obvious choice on the list, especially since some may even view Julio as already being a star in the league, but I don't quite think he's reached that point yet. His 2023 season definitely saw him put up star-like stats, which included 32 homers, 37 stolen bases, and a .275 average. These numbers have star written all over them, but then there's his most recent 2024 season. Rodriguez took a major step back last year with 20 homers and 24 stolen bases, while also having his counting stats drop off a decent amount. His .734 OPS was solid, but still far from the level of a star. However, I do think last year's fall-off was simply just the league making adjustments to Julio, and I do feel confident that this upcoming year, he will make the necessary adjustments back. If he performs closer to his numbers in 2023, then I think it's safe to say he's become a star with 2 years to back it up. Next on the list is Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles, who is actually the oldest player here at the age of 26. Several years ago, Adley Rutschman was the highest regarded catching prospect in baseball and was the proposed cornerstone of the Orioles franchise. While Adley has come in and had 3 very productive years with Baltimore, he hasn't quite reached the level that many expected him to. He has yet to hit over 20 homers, and his career high average sits at just .277 with an .809 OPS. Now obviously we have to take into account that he's a catcher, and for a catcher, he has far better than average numbers. However, when people talk about Rutschman, they think of him as a star amongst catchers, but not a star around the league. I do think that changes this upcoming season, as Adley suffered a hand injury last year that he never fully recovered from after starting as hot as almost anyone during the first month of the 2024 season. Look for Adley to surpass 25 homers while also posting a career high average in OPS numbers. And finally, the last player on this list is Jordan Westburg of the Orioles, who may come in as the biggest surprise among the 5 players I've mentioned. Westburg is most definitely the least popular of the group, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't have star upside in 2025. Last season, he hit 15 homers and had 50 RBIs just in the first half before fracturing his right hand that caused his numbers to drop late in the year. It's unfair to put too much weight into his second half, as he was never really able to find his groove in such a small amount of games down the stretch. With so many star players surrounding him, it's understandable for Westburg to be overlooked this year, but I think that would be a huge mistake for people to make. To me, a season that includes 30 homers, 100 RBI, and a respectable .275 average is well within reach, and that would put him amongst the stars in the game today. And with that, that concludes my list of MLB hitters who I think will reach star-level status in 2025. Let me know in the comments who you agree or disagree with. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next one.